Well, greetings and salutations, Series 7 test takers. This is the Series 7 Guru coming to you from my studio here in fabulous Las Vegas. The best free supplement to your paid study materials is my YouTube channel. But if you don't have a Kaplan QBank already, it's a great paid supplement. I highly recommend the QBank as well as the Quick Sheets with my Guru 10 discount code. At checkout, you can get a QBank for about 60 bucks and the Quick Sheets for a little under $20. And for that commercial, Kaplan allows me to give you a free look on their content. We help you with any questions, so it doesn't have to be Kaplan, but if it's a Kaplan question, it's just easier because you can send me the QID like this one, and you don't have to cut and paste or do any of that kind of stuff. Anyways, this is QID 1468106 as the explication request. And so, the first thing we want to do, if you're a student of mine, there's different ways to do things, but I believe in firing up the T. When you get an option question, firing up the T. So there's my T, dollars out. Some people like to use debit. Some people like to use a minus sign. And dollars in. Some people like to use credits, plus signs. I like to use dollars out, dollars in. And what I want to be able to do is my initial setup. So here it says a customer shorts 100 shares at 51. So we should know that when we short stock, that's going to be dollars in, right? That's a plus 51 in or credit. And then it says buy an August 50 call at 4. And again, you should know that when you buy a call at 4, that's going to be money out, a minus sign. They didn't ask this, but the break even here is 47. This is a stock plus an option. Again, not part of this question, but this is a very smart bear. Because without that call contract, without a choice to buy back that borrowed stock at 50, I'd be subject to unlimited risk. So this is a smart bear. All right, so it says that's my setup. So almost always you want to be able to do the initial setup and then a mark based on what they said happened. So I've got my setup. The stock falls to 45, at which time the customer closes the contract. Close the contract at 1. So we close the contract at 1. You should know that when we do an opening purchase, so we did an opening purchase at 4, and so you should know that the offset is going to be a closing sale. And here they're telling me we close it out at 1. So we're going to put our 1 in there. I suggest doing it on a per share basis. So I'm not going to cloud my mind here with, 50, 100, and 400, and 100. And then when I'm all done, I'm just going to remind myself, that I'm talking about X number of points on X number of shares. That way, you only have to do the multiplication once rather than all the way through the question. Cover the short position of the current market price. So the current market price, they tell me, is 45. So there we go. So now I've closed it out. And now all I need to do is just compare those columns and see whether I'm happy or sad. So it looks like I paid out 49 and I brought in 52. So I have a 3-point gain. A 3-point gain. And I just got to remember that 3 points. They won't on the test give you both. But remember, 3 points, that's on 100 shares. So, or one contract governing 100 shares. So this is going to be a $300 gain. And so that's how we close that out. So let me just, and again, if you wanted to, you could use a plus or a minus, here you could put if you wanted, whoop, that's a minus. Dollars out, and you can put here, that 2 is a minus. Whoop. Right, and over here, if you're somebody who's using pluses and minuses, I don't use pluses and minuses because I just think it's easier to get things messed up or transpose things. I use dollars out, dollars in. All right, let's see now if it'll let me roll this back. There we go. Cool. Okay, so let's just review the question one more time. Customer shorts 100 shares at 51. So again, fire up the T. If you can track money in and out with a T and you aren't struggling with contract specifications, that this is a choice to buy the stock at 4, you're going to be in pretty good shape. So there's our T. We brought in 51 for the stock. When you short the stock, we paid out for the protection 4 points. So we're net out of pocket at this point, 47. The stock falls to 45, at which point we close the option contract. So we bought the contract. The way we get rid of it is selling the contract. So we sell the contract for 1. We cover our short position. We buy back the borrowed stock. So we're trying to sell high and buy low. And that was a successful part of this operation because we sold it at 51 and we were able to buy it back at 45. So that's 0.0. And then we simply net those. Boom, 3 points on 100 shares. We have a $300 gain. Hope you found that helpful. If you have any other QIDs or any other questions you would like me to explicate, just send them my way. And then remember, if you're using pluses or minuses, you know, you could say I'm out 45 for the stock. I was out 4 points for the protection. So I'm out a total of 49. I brought in 51 for the short stock position. I brought another one when I offset the option transaction. So overall, that's just another way of saying I made that 3 points, got more money in than out. Okay, so remember, inch by inch, your Series 7 is a cinch, and yard by yard, your Series 7 is hard. Bye-bye.